Ever looked up at the night sky and felt that little tingle of, well, something more? Or found yourself side-eyeing the very foundations of belief? For thousands of years, humanity has been in a headlock with the whole idea of gods. We've built epic temples, fought some pretty gnarly wars, and basically shaped entire civilizations around whether we think they're real. But what if the answers aren't just a simple thumbs up or thumbs down? What if the truth is a lot more twisty, maybe even unsettling? So, let's pop our thinking caps on and try to set aside our preconceptions for a bit. We're about to dive deep, not to confirm your beliefs or to smash them, but to genuinely explore. We'll peek at what history, science, philosophy, and all those diverse world religions actually tell us about divinity. The answers might just surprise you, and the mysteries we uncover could make you see everything a little differently. Ready? Our God quest kicks off way back, before history books even existed. Picture early humans chilling around a fire, staring at the same stars we see, totally mystified by big storms and the whole life and death roller coaster. It's probably here, as consciousness was just starting to brew, that the first ideas of gods began to bubble up. Archaeology drops some amazing breadcrumbs. Cave paintings from yonks ago show these cool part human, part animal figures. Were these the OG gods, or maybe shamans Skyping with the spirit world? We can't be 100% sure, but it shows a huge mental leap. Humans trying to explain the totally unexplainable. As societies got bigger, so did their divine entourages. Ancient Egypt gave us Ra, the sun god, sailing his celestial Uber across the sky. In Mesopotamia, gods like Enlil and Ishtar were seen as powerful and, let's be honest, a bit unpredictable. You definitely wanted to stay on their good side. The Greeks imagined their gods on Mount Olympus like a superpowered, dysfunctional family, full of drama. These weren't just bedtime stories, they were ancient instruction manuals for understanding the world and building communities. But here's a fun pattern. Gods often seem to be a mirror image of the societies that worship them. Warlike folks had gods of war. Shocker. Farming communities had gods of fertility. So, did humanity create gods in its own image, like divine selfies, or was something else going on? History shows us that belief in some kind of supernatural beings is almost universal, but the stories and characters are as diverse as a global food court. It's a rich, complicated tapestry, but rarely offers up simple, literal proof. All right, let's swap our history hats for lab coats. Can science, with its love for testable evidence, tell us anything about gods? Well, the first, and maybe most eyebrow-raising truth from science is, it has its limits. Science deals with the natural world, stuff we can poke, prod, and measure. By definition, anything supernatural is kind of outside its job description. So science can't definitively prove or disprove gods. Anyone claiming science has the final word, either way, is probably skipping a few steps. Still, scientific discoveries have totally spiced up the conversation. The Big Bang Theory, for example, tells us our universe had a birth moment about 13.8 billion years ago. Some folks see this and say, aha, a universe with a beginning needs a beginner, like a cosmic whodunit. A ginner is possibly both a black way. Wow. Then there's the fine-tuning argument. Scientists have found that the universe's settings, like gravity's strength or an electron's charge, are dialed in with mind-boggling precision. If they were just a smidge different, life as we know it, and maybe any complexity, would be a no-show. Some look at this and think, that's too perfect to be an accident. Must be a designer. But science also offers some pretty solid counter-ideas. Evolution explains life's amazing variety through natural selection. No divine puppeteer needed. Neuroscience even peeks into why we might be wired for religious belief. Maybe it's an evolutionary quirk, a feature, not a bug, in our brain's operating system. And the multiverse idea? It suggests our finely tuned universe might be just one of zillions, and we just happen to be in a comfy one. So science gives us an awesome how, but the why questions, they're still up for grabs, fueling a fantastic debate. From the lab, we wander into the wonderfully twisty maze of philosophy, where thinkers have been wrestling with the God concept for ages, using logic, reason, and a whole lot of chin stroking. Philosophers have cooked up some clever arguments for God. The cosmological argument basically says, everything that starts has a cause. The universe started, so something must have caused it. Let's call it God. The teleological argument, or argument from design, looks at the universe's order, like a fancy watch implies a watchmaker, and suggests an intelligent designer. Think of the fine-tuning we just talked about. But hold your horses. For every argument, philosophy has a counterpunch. The problem of evil is a big one. If God is all-powerful, all-knowing, and all-good, why is there so much suffering and general awfulness in the world? It's a tough question that's made many people scratch their heads or even doubt every in one. Then there's good old skepticism. If there's no clear, testable evidence for God, is it rational to believe? Many modern philosophers also point out that science can explain a lot about the universe without needing to bring a deity into the equation. So philosophy doesn't hand us a neat answer on a silver platter. Instead, it gives us awesome tools to think critically, showing that the path to understanding is paved with brain-bending paradoxes. Now, let's dive into the vibrant, sometimes chaotic world of religions themselves. If gods exist, how have people actually experienced them? The sheer variety is like an all-you-can-eat buffet of beliefs. Monotheistic faiths like Judaism, Christianity, and Islam focus on one all-powerful God. But even then, ideas about God's personality and plans can differ wildly. Polytheistic traditions, like those of ancient Greece or many forms of Hinduism, have a whole pantheon of gods and goddesses, each with their own department, like divine project managers. Hinduism itself is incredibly diverse, with some seeing many deities as different flavors of one ultimate reality. And then you have non-theistic paths, like some schools of Buddhism, which don't really focus on worshiping a creator god. Instead, they emphasize ethics, meditation, and finding enlightenment through human effort. Imagine finding inner peace without needing a divine landlord. This incredible variety makes you wonder, if there's a divine truth, why so many different, often conflicting, user manuals? Scholars find cool similarities, shared ethics, similar creation stories, but the differences in who or what God is and how to connect are huge. Believers often feel their path is the one true way, but from a bird's eye view, it seems our ideas about gods are definitely seasoned by our cultures and times. This doesn't mean spiritual experiences aren't real, but how we explain them is superhuman. Synthesis, the unsettling truth. Okay, we've zipped through history, science, philosophy, and world religions. So what's the big unsettling truth about gods? Well, perhaps the most unsettling bit is that there's no single easy ta-da answer. Bummer, right? Each field hands us pieces of a cosmic puzzle, more questions than answers, and definitely no universal agreement. History shows belief in gods is ancient, but the gods often look suspiciously like the people worshiping them. Science, while not ruling on the supernatural, reveals a universe so complex it makes some think designer and others natural processes. Philosophy offers brainy arguments for and against, leaving us in a delightful intellectual tug-of-war. And world religions? They present a dazzling, sometimes dizzying array of divine concepts. Our journey doesn't end with a neat bow. Instead, it opens up a landscape of ongoing, awesome questions. The quest to understand the divine, or its absence, is super personal and always changing. What we found isn't a simple yes or no, but a rich, complex, and often wonderfully unsettling tapestry of human thought. The truth about gods? Maybe it isn't a destination, but the journey itself. A journey of asking, exploring, and, well, just thinking. The mysteries that remain aren't a fail, perhaps they're an invitation to think critically, explore with an open mind, and engage with these huge questions in a way that makes our own understanding of the universe and our place in it a little richer. The search continues, both out there and in here. So, what are your thoughts after all that? Did any of this make you go, or challenge what you thought? Drop your reflections in the comments below. We're genuinely curious to hear from you. If this exploration tickled your brain cells, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more adventures into the big questions. And don't forget to ding that notification bell so you don't miss our next trip into the wonderfully unknown.